Good morning from Bobblehead Homestead. I'm Jeff. Today is Monday. It's only supposed to be low 80s and partly cloudy today. Sounds like another good fall day to me. And now it's baby chick update time. It is Monday morning and I have 10 baby chicks in here. There were 2 that hatched, but they never made it out of the incubator. And there was one that it pipped through the egg and was doing alright, but it never finished making it out of the egg. So I think I am done with the hatching, and I've got 10 lively little baby chicks, and so cool. Now I'm going to talk about that for a minute. First up, this is the incubator that I use. This was gifted to me way back when I was still in Illinois, and it's I think it's a Little Giant brand. These are common and cheap, and this is just, you know, styrofoam. There's no thermometer or what do you call it, moisture level, humidity. There's no thermometer or humidity, and so that's what I used, and I put 42 eggs in there, and I have 10 baby chicks. So what happened there? Let's talk about that. Here is the rundown on my hatching experience. Yeah, that incubator was a gift. This is the first time I've used it. It holds 42 eggs, and it has a turner that goes like that, and it looks like it's doing a turn. I'd say, you know, a half turn every 10 to 15 minutes. That'd be my estimate. But, so I put 42 eggs in there. Some of them were well over a week old, almost 2 weeks old. So that was probably one problem. I put 42 eggs in. I have 10 healthy chicks right now. So what happened to the other eggs? Part of it was some of those eggs were from Betty White. They were tiny little eggs, and so there's probably 6 of those in there. So yeah, I don't know. Just small eggs. I probably wouldn't want them to hatch anyway, but they're just less likely to develop. So that explains some of them. The other part is that's a cheap incubator. And there is no, I had a temperature gauge I was able to put in there, but I didn't have a humidity gauge. So, and that, there's little, like pockets in the bottom of the styrofoam to put water in. So I just, you know, did the best I could there. Let's see, so the temperature would fluctuate about 3 degrees. So, not all that often. Usually it was more like 1 degree. It depends on the weather outside, because that incubator is not in a temperature controlled room. I could do that. That would have been more electricity, and anyway, so that might have been part of it, is that incubator is not very good at keeping a constant temperature if it's not in a room that is kept at a constant temperature. So that might have been part of it. Another part is, I don't know, maybe those egg turners aren't the best. Again, this is my first time with that incubator, so I have no idea. And then I was a big old bonehead. The day after candling, I was doing some work outside with a power tool, and I tripped the breaker in that half of the mobile home. So the incubator did not have power, and I didn't discover it for 3 hours because I was in my room taking a nap, and I didn't notice that I had tripped the breaker and the electricity was off back there. So the temperature dipped from 99.5, which is about where you want to keep it, down to 90 degrees for 3 hours. And that was a big old bummer. That was a big old bummer. Maybe it didn't affect it, maybe it did, I have no idea. But So there are quite a few variables in this one as to why only 10 out of 42 hatch. I'm happy with the 10. I would have been happy with one. You know, at least it works. So operator error on my part. I can't wait to try it again. Oh, I can't wait to try it again, and I'll be able to do that here pretty soon. What other thoughts do I have on the incubating experience? Probably none. Alright, this is day one without Punky Brewster, and I'm just in disbelief. That is Vicki Lawrence. She's the yellow hen. I got her from the cool neighbor with the cows. She went broody. He stopped by, said, "Hey, you want to stick any eggs under her?" I grabbed some, and she hatched them. There were 8, and they hatched July 7th and 8th, so they're 2 months old. Where was I going? Anyway, yeah, Punky Leghorn isn't here, and they're all hanging out together. I mean, there's Betty White. She's a white one over there. And yeah, there's peace in my flock. There is peace in my flock, and they're just sitting around chilling. So I wanted to point that out. 3 nice eggs today. I've got, I would say, an extra large, a large, and a medium. And I think this is the extra large is probably Private Benjamin. The large is probably Carol Burnett, and the medium is probably Mary Tyler Moore. Betty White lays a smaller one. And so those 3 are the most likely mothers of the baby chicks. Yeah, Fefe still likes sleeping on the carpet in my driveway, huh? That's as good a spot as any. 10 baby chicks running around. 10 baby chicks. Yeah, these are Walter's kids. Weep. They are Walter's kids. And probably Private Benjamin, Carol Burnett, and Mary Tyler Moore. And see that light colored one on the left? Yeah. I've only gotten one other like that. One of the 4 that number 2 hatched is that light color, so I like that. The rest of them pretty much, well, except the one in the front there doesn't have any lines. And that's another new variety out of these chicks. But yeah, the 8 that my neighbor's hen hatched, those are all Walters and the Whiting True Blues. The 4 that number 2 hatched are Walters, and these 10 are Walters. So the females I can breed back to Wild Berry and get my olive acres. So I hadn't planned on keeping hens, but now I do. Things change. They change all the time. Okay, I can stare at you guys all day long. You're just so cute and fuzzy. Is it nap time now? Oh, I like that little light colored one. Yeah. Yeah. You guys are calmer than the baby chicks I've had before. Come here, Grumps. Hi. Yeah. There you are. Okay, it's Monday night. I have no idea where the camera is pointed. It's Monday night. I let Grumpy out this morning, so he was outside all day, and then right about dark, I don't know, 7:30 or so, I fed everybody, and he was out in the woods, and he came in. When he walks in from the woods, he's howling the whole time. So he's just telling Bob, come and get me. And Bob, well, I tried to put him in the mobile home and close the door so that Grumpy could just, eat his food in peace. But Bob knows how to get out of here, and I don't know how he's getting out yet. So that's why I had to put Bob into the pet carrier. That's my only way to make sure that Grumpy gets fed. So, the first priority is always making sure that they're getting enough food and they're not starving. So Bob is in the carrier right there. I just I grabbed Grumpy, brought him inside. I had to put Bob in the carrier before I fed Grumpy. So Grumpy's got food, and Bob is, I'm only going to put him in there for like 20 minutes. Just long enough for Grumpy to get some food, and then I'll put Bob outside and we'll go from there. Did I talk about this already? Yeah, I'm getting Bob fixed. So that was my first thought when I saw Bob chasing him is, yeah, and that might not even solve it. You don't know with cats. I had a cat, Desmond. Got him my senior year of college and had him for many years. He did not get along with other cats. And some cats are just like that. But Bob gets along with Fefe, and he never instigated things with Beavis. So, doing the best I can with what I've got. So I'm going to put Bob outside right now, and he saw me petting, before I turned on the camera, he saw me petting Grumpy, and that'll just have to work. And then Bob will be off the homestead for a whole day, and hopefully that'll help too. Taking it day by day, that's all you can do. Okay, Bob and Fefe are outside for the night. Grumpy is inside for the night. I'll let him out in the morning and we'll go from there. At least he can sleep in peace and get plenty of food and water. And one day at a time.